going on, man? Spirit light body, y'all. What it is, man? All right, hey, check this out, y'all. I want to drop this with y'all, right? Because it ain't too often that I do this, but I just want you guys to remember, like, if y'all remember, like, it would probably be like 4 years ago now when I had first started, like, really going in and uploading stuff. Remember, I started this thing super external, just like everybody else. Now, I'm not saying any of this is good or bad or right or wrong. Just hear me out. Listen to what I'm saying. That this starts out external. Like even the ancients explained that's how this realm is set up. It's common sense, right? But like I told you, the purpose of life is to reascend the ladder of light. So the same way that when the soul came into the body, you see what I'm saying? In order for you to go back, or in order for the soul to go back up, it has to go back up the same way it came down. So then it's got to reascend through the body, right? So that's what I'm saying, that like, like Christ was crucified at the site of Golgotha, right? So Golgotha means the skull. So this was talking about that for men and women, that when your sexual fluid is raising and you're not just wasting it on every darn thing you see, like, and you allow it to cultivate and you learn how to properly breathe. Remember when I was telling y'all about the breathing techniques, right? So in, your stomach should come out, then you exhale, your stomach should get flatter, it should go in, right, pushing the oxygen out. And so understanding that, you see, you can raise the fluid up, the cerebral spinal fluid, all the way up, right? And when it gets up to the 33rd vertebrae, remember Christ died at 33 at the site of Golgotha, which means skull. You see what I'm saying? So when you start getting into all this, and I don't even want to say ancient Christian, because the knowledge is pre-Christian. Facts. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's pre-Christian. Like, but obviously they adopted a lot of it. You see what I'm saying? You got to understand how many different sects of this religion it is. So I'm not lying on it. I mean, it's obvious. Look at it. You know what I'm saying? This time you ride out, look at all the different sects. So this stuff was scattered up and divided, but see, the original meaning of this stuff was lost, y'all. And that's what I'm saying, that like when we start getting into the books, it's externals already. You're already going the wrong way, because they wasn't doing any of that. They already knew that the body was the temple, and how you honored the supreme being, which will be the perfected term of what you would call God, the supreme. You see what I'm saying? To honor the supreme being, because a lot of folks, I mean, I guess, hell, I don't know. I guess maybe they just don't know, but like, Wholeness the Seventh Omar, because he put me on that, like, when you do the research, you can go right now and research the Germanic name GUD, G-U-D, and it's going to be synonymous with God. So this God was actually an actual entity. And when you have tones or words and that's already cut out in the stars, like, that entity is summoned when you speak in these words. So you have to be careful about words you say. So I like to use the term supreme being. You see what I'm saying? Like, because that's really what it is in all tense, especially when you get past that crazy, trying to know everything. Like, picture how crazy and psychotic your mind would be trying to know every little damn thing going on. Like, oh God, I don't know. It would drive you nuts. So that's the opposite of Zen, right? So you want to get into the Zen. So when we meditate, we don't want to know every damn thought in the world flowing through your mind. Come on, man. You wouldn't get nowhere like that. Like, just, I'll be listening to folks and I'll be like, I don't think they're doing the inner work for real, man. Like, because you would be cracking into this, that like, like the whole nirvana or the Zen, when you get to that moment of stillness, like when you're taking the breaths and it just comes to a point where like, it's so much oxygen in your blood that you won't even need to breathe. And you'll just get to that point where you'll be like, am I breathing? And you might even catch yourself being in another space, and as quickly as you start thinking about breathing, boom, you're already back in the body. You see what I'm saying? Body consciousness. But after being able to project your consciousness from the body for so long, that you actually learn to not be too absorbed into, like when you're trying to lucid dream and you get too wrapped up in the dream trying to control, you see what I'm saying? Like, you mess around and fall asleep and just go into a regular dream. But when you're lucid, you can control that thing. So you see, but it's like you don't want to put too much into it. You see what I'm saying? You just want to just kind of allow it to be. And it's kind of hard to explain. You got to realize I'm trying to articulate some of the major arcana to you in English. Like, come on, man. Like, English is such a limited language. So, like, it's kind of hard to articulate this stuff, this higher level knowledge and wisdom. That's why I said it's more of an internal thing. So that's what I always try to stress to my folks. And again, Wholeness the Seventh Omar, because he had put me onto that like, like, hold on, wait. We've been tackling this thing all wrong. I had been tackling this thing all wrong, right? And so I had to say, let's take a breath real quick. Okay. So I had to say that, like, dang, hold on. I'm putting my energy out here into this. I'm leaking energy, and I wonder why they ain't tired, don't want to do nothing. Nah, you have to, like, the meditation will show you that, breathing the energy up. Like, like, you cultivate the energy, and you just got to allow it to build. You see what I'm saying? And then the energy can be utilized wherever it is that it needs to be to get the manifestation done, right? That's why you got to have a powerful root chakra in order to power them crown ideas. Them crown ideas is huge. Like, we're going to change the whole so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get all this. But like, okay, but what's gonna be powering that? Like, what's your foundation? What's your base looking like? What you standing on? And I like how Seven Bomar said that, like, when you go to a building, and most people just adore the top, they're like, wow, but they never pay attention to the base that's holding that thing up, the foundation. You know what I'm saying? And so again, I learned, like he was saying, that dang, he's right. Like, I ain't had no leg power. I was fast, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't had no leg power. But now that I got real ground, you kick my leg, it's probably not gonna move unless you're hella strong. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going all the way down on one leg, coming back up. Y'all seen the little clip or whatever, like, I'm learning to hold myself upside down, even on one arm, like doing different yoga poses, like on one arm and stuff. So it builds your upper body strength. And the Gita was right when it talked about how doing yoga actually builds the body for long extensive meditation, because I was sitting against like a tree or something and kind of using that to help my back stay straight. Man, now I'm just like, man, I just sit down right there and I just go in and just sit straight, you know what I'm saying? 30 minutes, sometimes an hour. But I try and always make sure that I do my meditation, I make sure I do my meditation every single day. Watch them words, y'all. So don't. So I make sure that I do my meditation every single day to stay grounded and to stay centered in self. So you're not pulled around by the external world. That's why I keep telling y'all that, look, if that's hard for you to get a grasp on, like, man, I can't. I got too much going on. The environment, niggas trying to give me the hook. Sometimes you got to get away from that stuff, y'all. Like I was telling you, get you a place in nature somewhere where you can go charge and do this. Because I understand that not all of us, like, I'm not even really like how I was like when y'all seen me a few years ago or whatever, like my situation, living situation and stuff has changed and stuff too. So I totally understand, but if you really want this, you see what I'm saying, you're gonna make the accommodations to get it done. You're gonna learn to be flexible. And that's what I like about yoga, because all the different stretching, the bending and the twisting is teaching you, just like how life teaches you. You go through all these different crazy scenarios. You have to learn to bend sometimes. You gotta learn to twist sometimes. Sometimes you gotta learn to duck. Sometimes you gotta run. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different stuff that you will go through. So I just want y'all to understand that, man. Like, and I appreciate everybody that tunes into the sound of my voice. Much love and respect to all y'all out there. That's really what I just wanted to get off, is that, check it. Like, we gotta stop going so much extra. I'm not saying to not do the extra. I know you wouldn't even be tuning into me right now, but I'm saying that you have to get a balance. Remember, y'all, it's balance. You have to learn to balance the external world and the spiritual world. So that means that I gotta run behind all 5 of my children. I gotta constantly keep up and deal with them. Wife, you know what I'm saying? Family, other family and stuff going on, you see, and then maintain my diet, maintain the yoga, you see what I'm saying? Maintain the meditation. So you have to learn to do this, because again, remember, this is about your power. So I'm not just telling you to go do something and you ain't gonna get no type of benefit from it. That's not what this is. This is the true great work. Like, you are working on yourself. You are going to see results as long as you stay dedicated and stay consistent. Like, I got this thing I like to say: the man who does 10 minutes of yoga every single day is better off than the man who does 30-minute sessions 3 days a week. Why? He's only doing 10 minutes, but it's because he's consistent. He's coming in every day. He's keeping that thing stretched out. Anyone who does yoga knows that within, I went to sleep. Dang, that forward fold, I had to put a little, you got to constantly maintain balance. It's never going to be a moment where just, I just got it. And so, man, that's what I say, y'all. I love y'all, man. I'm over and out, man. Spirit light body, y'all. Talk on forward, man. Wholeness.